So this is our first lesson on comparing fractions. So we can see we've got two students below. Now one of them is arguing that 3/5 and 3/4 look the same. So you can see in their model they've split one shape into 5 parts and they've shaded 3. And then they've split the other into 4 parts and shaded 3. And they're saying, well, they've both got 3 parts, so they're the same. Do you agree with that? I'm hoping that you're thinking more in line with maybe this student over here. Okay, so this student, if you remember from previous lessons, we're looking at the fraction of the whole. So if we're going to compare them, the wholes need to be the same. So here we've got 2 bars, so 2 wholes that are the same. Okay, so they're absolutely the same shape. So 2 chocolate bars, exactly the same. Now the first one we can see has been split into 5 parts here. That gives us our fifths. And there were 3 parts shaded, so that gave us 3/5. Now the second one has been split into 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, that's our quarters. How many were shaded? 3, so 3/4. If we then compare them, which one is bigger? Yeah, so 3/4 here is bigger than 3/5. So 3/4 is greater than 3/5. So we need to remember, as from those earlier lessons, we're looking at the whole. So we want the wholes to be the same when we're doing these comparisons. So if I asked you which one is greater and why, what would you do? Is it 5/6 or 6/7? And how would you know? Now you could get out your fraction rules that we used in the previous lesson. We went through an example with those. So you could absolutely use a fraction rule. Find your 5/6, find your 6/7, and have a look to see which one is bigger. Now you may be able to tell whether 6 are bigger or 7s are bigger. That's brilliant if you can, but what if you can't? What if you can't see it? Okay, so we've definitely got some things we can use. So first of all, let's draw a model. So there's my whole, and I split it into 6 parts. So remember, we take the whole, we split it into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, how many did we want to shade? So we want to shade 5 parts. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So here I've got 5/6. Now, if I want to compare it to 6/7, remember my whole needs to be the same. So I'm going to draw exactly the same rectangle underneath, but this time I'm going to split it into 7 parts. So here we go. It's my identical bar, but I've split it into 7 parts. So I want to shade in 6 parts of this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 6/7. So can we now determine which one is bigger? Absolutely. We can see here, I'll just draw a line up. We can see that actually 6/7 is greater than 5/6. Now, there's also another way that we can have a look at this. We could use our number lines. So if we draw a number line into our books, so I've got my number line from 0 to 1. So we're going to have a look at that one whole. Now, if on the top of my number line, I split it into 6 parts. So I've split it into 6 parts here. I've got 1 part, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. So I can label 5/6, because that's 5 out of the 6. I can label that onto my number line. And then the 6/7 we could do on the bottom of the number line. So I could then split that into 7 parts. And then I would know that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my 7. So this here would be my 6th part. So I can label that on my number line. And again, I can see that 6/7 is greater than 5/6. So there's a couple of tools that you can use to help you do these comparisons. Get out your fraction rule, draw a bar model, or draw a number line. Okay, go back to the form, complete the questions on there just to check your understanding, and then you'll be able to go and do the worksheet.